Welcome back, Pokemon trainers, and today I guess Marvel fans and Disney Plusers out there. Today I'm doing a special kind of video, something I haven't done before but I've seen on other channels, and I thought I want to give this a try. I'm going to be checking out WandaVision episode number 8 here on Disney Plus, and doing like a live reaction to it just to be like, you know, show my reactions, I guess, but my thoughts and my ideas for what's going to happen in this. Because this show, if you haven't seen WandaVision, it's neat. It's very cool. Really mind-bendy, mind-twisty, mind-pretzel-y, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. And in the last episode, we did get some ideas, some hints, some straight-up answers, which was cool. But there's still more mysteries abound. So before we get into this, though, I'm going to say, first of all, you shouldn't be watching this particular video here if you're not a Disney Plus member, because due to copyright and just common sense is the fact that I'm not showing any footage. You're not going to hear any of the audio from the show. It's basically just me watching, and if you have a Disney Plus subscription, you can go ahead and watch the video along with me as I watch it. I'll tell you when I'm hitting play at the start of the episode. If you click play then, have both videos going, you can sort of see what I have to say about what's happening. And the reason I really wanted to do this was because there's been a lot of theories going on online, a lot of fan speculation and stuff. So I don't know exactly what's happening. There's a lot of information from the comics that I don't know about. Like, I'm not really a hardcore comic reader. I got to read everything. I've read everything along the way, stuff like that. I'm basically just picking up stuff that's from the show itself. And I have something in my mind that I've really been noticing, and I won't get into it just yet. I will say, bear in mind that this will be a spoiler-ish video here about WandaVision Episode 8. So if you haven't seen it yet, do not watch this video. And again, if you do not have Disney Plus, if you're watching this, you're not really going to get much out of this. So I'd say get Disney Plus. You know, just get like a 1-month subscription just to get yourself started. And you can see all of the earlier episodes of WandaVision, including the new one that comes out today, or has come out. And of course, there's one more episode after this. So if this video that I'm doing here gets received well enough, I probably will do another one for that last episode. But we'll see how things go for the time being. Alright, so last warning about spoilers, last heads up about getting Disney Plus and watching as I watch, because now let's get into some nitty-gritty of what's been going on in WandaVision. So it's a lot to recap. Long story short, there is this dimensional portal feel thing called the Hex that is like a sitcom world inside. Wanda and the dead Vision are in there, but Vision's not dead. And Wanda's dead brother Pietro has come back, but apparently he's not dead. And there's like another witch in there, Agatha Harkness, that's been doing stuff. That was the big reveal at the end of the last episode. So there's not much I have to say about that. There's a whole storyline about Agatha, Wanda's children in the comics, with the devil character of the Marvel Universe, Mephisto. We haven't seen anything about that just yet. Of course, Marvel is really good at keeping secrets and putting out misleading information. They've even done stuff as far as to alter the previously on WandaVision intros for each episode. There's a part where the dialogue did not match at all from the episode that had just aired before the new one was coming out. So I'm excited to see what happens. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about, I've also been kind of like avoiding, I've been seeing a lot of theories, trying not to let them, you know, pepper my judgment, if that's a term, because you never know what's going to happen, and there's so many possibilities of what could happen. I don't want to sort of go into this with a biased idea of what is to come. That being said, I kind of have a biased idea of about what is to come, because there is some information that is outside the actual episode, the actual show. Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, has said there's a really prominent actor who shows up near the end of the season, the end of the series, that he's wanted to work with all his life, and he was excited that he got to do it. And he has said, he's confirmed that it's not Wanda's brother who did come back from Age of Ultron. He died there, but he's back now. So it's not him. And there's many speculations going on about who it could be. The one that I'm leaning towards might be Professor X, Professor Charles Xavier from the X-Men series. Now, the reason is the version of Quicksilver, Pietro, that we have in WandaVision is from the Fox series of movies of the X-Men. And it makes me think, so, okay, we did see at the end of episode 7 that Agatha Harkness the witch, has been causing all these disruptions in Wanda's life in WandaVision. And one of them it showed when her brother, Quicksilver, shows up at Wanda's front door. You see that Agatha was apparently out on the lawn using her magic, and you see the magic coming off of Pietro's back. So that indicates that in some way she influenced him to be there. But my wonderment is, why would she have conjured up a different appearance of Wanda's brother than what she was used to? Now granted, when Wanda sees him, she kind of knows right away instinctively that this is her brother, despite that he looks different. They do question that in the next episode after that, though. But if they were really trying to confuse Wanda and keep her, I don't know, keep her distracted, you'd think they would have brought the, I say they, Agatha, and whoever she might be working with, because there is some speculation about that, but you'd think Agatha would have brought back the original face, the original actor of Wanda's brother. So, what, like, now, I can see people have said that in TV series and stuff, many times they recast actors and stuff, and this might just be a little play on that. I don't see why they would have gotten another prominent actor who played the role of Quicksilver from another series and used him. If they did want to do a recasting joke, I think they would have gone with somebody new and not someone that's already been established in another continuity as this character. So I have a feeling this is not just some throwaway joke that they got the old actor back for, I shouldn't say old actor, the alternate actor back for this role. I think I'm on the fence, or I'm on the other side of the fence, that this Quicksilver is the actual Quicksilver from the Fox universe. Now, I don't know how. We might find out if I'm even right. But if this is that Quicksilver, I suspect that the actor that Paul Bettany was referring to, wanting to work with, might be Professor Charles Xavier from that Fox continuity, played by either James McAvoy or, I didn't even consider this, but people have said online it could be Sir Patrick Stewart playing the older version of Professor X. Anything's possible in WandaVision, you never know, so I'm just waiting to see what happens there. And I do want to point out, the reason I'm so focused on the character of Pietro, or Peter, if it is the alternate Quicksilver, is first of all, he's an uncle to two younger kids. I'm an uncle to two younger kids. I'm basically Pietro. You know, that's my character. They wrote me in there. I just don't have the super speed or that particular necklace that he's always wearing. Now, if you look at every time we've seen him in the Hex, he has this, I think people call it a puka shell necklace. It's like white around here, brown shells in the front. Every character in WandaVision, as time jumps forward, because every episode seems to be another decade later in terms of like the sitcom world, every character has a new outfit, new costume, new design. The one consistent thing from the beginning has been the neighbor Agnes's brooch. It's always appeared in some form, at least for the first several episodes. It was a brooch here. She had it as a pin here. I think it was hanging off of her purse or her bag in one episode, somebody said. So that's one continuity thing. But for Pietro to have this exact same necklace in every outfit he's worn. He shows up first with the leather jacket at the end of episode 5. 5? Yeah. He is, he's got like the sort of sleeveless shirt that he's hanging out in the living room with. He's got the necklace. He runs out with Tommy, comes back with his Halloween costume. He's got the necklace. And there's another little thing at the end of the most recent episode, a mid-credit scene where Monica Rambeau is, investigating Agnes's basement, or not basement, Agatha's house. She opens the basement doors. She sees the energy, the magic's going on down there, and Pietro is behind her, just saying, again, Snooper's gonna snoop. You look close, he's got the necklace still. My suspicion is that that necklace is some sort of protection for him from control. He's just been playing along to not tip off, Agatha, that he is not under her control. Because he's even been addressing the fact that he knows they're in like a sitcom world. He made a joke to Wanda about Halloween, saying, "Where were you hiding all these kids until now? There were no kids." He even says to her, he addresses the fact, he's like, "How did you do all this?" So he knows the world is not what it should be. Everyone else in that Hex believes they're in their actual lives, so he doesn't have a suppressed consciousness. So anyway, I don't want to waste any more time. I've already wasted how much time? I don't even know. I can't see it on the screen. It's time for us to check out this episode and see, can we learn anything from this new episode? We might learn a couple things, so let's just jump in. I'm hitting play right now. Alright, it's 46 minutes for this episode as well. Okay, they're recapping the history of... Oh, great, my volume's not working. Recapping the history of Pietro and Wanda. And they're recapping the fact that Vision had died before by Wanda. But then he came back and Thanos took the gem from him. And of course, at the end of the last episode, the twins went missing. Agnes said they went in the basement. And then Agatha reveals her powers. And she had a pretty cool theme song, if you happened to check that out last episode. And now we're getting to the intro. Alright, so the recap was done. Everything there seemed consistent from what they had said in previous scenes, so no weird mind scrambling happening just yet. Alright, let's see what happens. Quicksilver, Pietro, was not featured hardly at all last episode. He did show up at that one end credit scene, but the kids, the twins, did ask them about, or ask Wanda about where he was, and she said, "Don't believe anything that man says. He's not your uncle." So he is or not? I don't know. All right, new episode begins. It's purple. Oh, Agatha's powers are purple. Is that her? Oh, this is Salem, Massachusetts, in 1693. Someone in a cloak leading with a lit torch through the woods. It looks like, and they've got Agatha behind her, held by two other people. She's struggling against them. Looks like a classic burn at the stake situation happening here for poor Harkness. And who was that? Was that Dottie? Another character in the neighborhood. Kind of a... That's not Dottie. Okay. And they're asking her, "Are you a witch, Agatha Harkness?" What do you think? She just confessed, I think. Yeah, she is indeed. So this is their coven. Oh, she's restrained by magic. They're accusing her of stealing knowledge and such from the coven. She says, "I didn't break your rules. They simply bent to my power." That's a loophole if I ever heard one. The chanting has begun. Their energies are powering. She says she doesn't control the power, but they won't teach her how to. And she's calling the lead witch here Mother. Don't know if that's biological or... And they're zapping her with magics, which seem to be causing some flames happening. I didn't know witches burned themselves at the stake, but in the Marvel Universe, anything happens. But wait, she's not dying. She shot back. She's doing the Goku Vegeta beam struggle. She fired back purple energy along their beams. She's disintegrating those witches. Okay. I guess she kind of can control. And then the lead witch fires the final beam. Agatha seems happy about that for some reason. And she just simply broke herself out of her magic restraints. I see. Is she pulling the other witches to her? They're sliding on the ground. And she just does the old Goku, everybody off the dance floor move. Everyone hits the ground. Okay. After this, she's like, "I can be good." And the witch is like, "Nope." This could be the final beam struggle of the series. The witch is hitting her back. Agatha's shooting back herself with the purples. It is the same colors as like the Goku Vegeta fight, though. I like this. Not that I'm sure there was Dragon Ball Z inspiration, but I'm a fan of that stuff, so I mean, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to it. And ding dong, that witch is dead. Agatha is the last one standing. Interesting stuff. So they were upset at her for bending the rules, basically, of their coven, trying to get rid of her. She is taking that brooch from the lead witch now. So that must be some sort of artifact or talisman or something. And up she goes. Agatha flies out of there. The rabbit's talking to her in present day. Oh, Wanda's got her red eye glow going. Oh, she was trying to read her mind. She said her thoughts were never up for Wanda to read. Like Billy said, Agnes's mind was quiet. Making fun of Wanda's accent. Wanda has no magic down here, it looks like, in this basement of creeps. Wanda's now captured-ish through magics. Oh, the what do you call them? The runes, that's it. The runes around the room protect or as like a magic protection field. She's addressing the fact that Agnes knows the time jumping, the sitcom worlds. So Agatha admits she was using Pietro as her eyes and ears, possessing him. But she said necromancy wouldn't help because Pietro's body is on another continent and full of holes. So she kind of admits this Pietro physically is not the actual brother. Now she's making a magic spell on a cicada, it looks like. Mind control. And the cicada lands on Wanda's face. Great. You can also change things, she says, with transmutation magic. She turned the cicada into a bird. I do apologize if I'm quiet for extended periods. I just want to hear everything that's being said. So, Agatha's basically saying she knows Wanda's magic is above her own, but she doesn't know how. Now she's slamming Wanda against the wall to get her information. She wants to know how Wanda did this so she can probably do it herself. So just Agatha's reiterating that Wanda said to Pietro all she could feel was endless nothingness, and then suddenly Westview came to be. Now, this episode did say, as the description, that Wanda has to go back and live through troubled times. So this might be a sort of a clip show. Oh, she just took one of Wanda's hairs. That's mean. Of course, it's probably essential for this magic spell she's now casting, which I assume she just sent the hair into like a doorway. That's probably going to open up memories of what Wanda's been through. So we're going to get answers? Yeah, she says, Agatha's like, we're time to look at some real reruns. We are going to see a bit of a clip show, but I'm sure the clips are going to be altered to show us what was actually going on, though. Agatha admits she does have the kids, and you can hear them crying for Mom. That could just be a trick, though. Witches are tricky. So where are they going? This is a... Is this the apartment that Wanda and Vision had at the start of Infinity War, I wonder? Oh, no, it's way back. It's Wanda's mom that we're seeing here, and the father. So we see her parents here now. Living a basic life. He brought a bunch of old sitcom VHSs. He says, don't worry, I'll sell them all tomorrow. More for TV night. And there's Pietro. Okay, young Pietro. So they're using the VHSs, the sitcoms, to practice English. Now, did they have their powers as children? Oh, wait. Wanda herself is playing the role of her younger self in this. Okay. Yeah, the actual movies, VHSs, are Bewitched, I Love Lucy, Malcolm in the Middle was in there, because those are the styles of sitcoms that the Hex has been emulating. So, like Vision said in a previous episode, he believes the Hex must have started out subconsciously from Wanda, but now she's controlling it at this point, as there's war happening outside their very front window. So I'm going to watch Season 2, Episode 21 of, I believe that's I Love Lucy. Yeah. Pietro's getting upset. Oh, it's always a sitcom. Oh, no, it's the Dick Van Dyke Show. So at least we have an idea for why. And those weren't VHSs, I guess. This is I put in like a DVD, it looked like. That might be important. So the set on this show looks like WandaVision's first house. The house has been pretty consistent as far as where things are laid out, but it's always been a little different. Like, the stairs used to go straight up, I think. No, in the first episode of WandaVision, they didn't even have stairs. They didn't have a second floor. At least not that we could see. Did they? I don't think they did. And now they're just enjoying the sitcom as a family. And then a bomb seems to have gone off, leading to some early trauma. And I think is that present day Wanda waking up in the rubble? I can't tell, it's dark. No, I think it's still just young Wanda. I think this might be where they lose their parents, but both her and Pietro, we know they make it to at least Age of Ultron together. While things are quiet, I want to mention too, when Pietro first shows up in WandaVision at the end of episode 5 or 4, 5, yeah. As we see outside the Hex in the Sword encampment, alarms are going off, which people have said alarms go off when something passes through the Hex. And I was thinking, okay, so people are saying that, oh, that means that Pietro came from outside. And I'm thinking, yeah, but he's at Wanda's front door. How could he be there after coming right through the Hex? Like, you know, it's immediate. I suddenly, afterwards, thinking about this for 2 seconds, clued in. He's Quicksilver. He could be at that door anytime he wanted to be, so it sounds like Pietro came from outside. And anyway, we see a Stark bomb. Stark Industries warhead has landed right in front of our 2 Sokovian survivors here. And the sitcom is playing still in the background. So this might be like the sitcom world might be her coping mechanism. I think this is the first instance of her magic. Yeah, she's reaching out. Pietro says, Wanda, don't! But now present Wanda gets pulled back into the rubble. They were trapped for 2 days under that rubble, and the bomb didn't go off. Agatha says she used a probability hex to prevent it from going off. Agatha's like, that doesn't help me. Where did you get the big guns? How did you make this hex? See, I was thinking maybe Agatha made the hex, but Wanda, her power took it over. But they're going further back to see more. Now the door that's opening now looks like a complicated computerized lock that's been opened up. Wanda said she doesn't want to go back to relive how she made this. I wonder if we're going to see when she actually goes into the Sword headquarters to find Vision. No, this scene here is when she's being experimented on. So her and Pietro joined them willingly because they wanted to change the world, she says. Probably after having your family killed in an explosion, you'd want to prevent this. So the Mind Stone is in Loki's scepter, and Loki's scepter is now in the hands of whoever this is. Who? I'm trying to think back to Age of Ultron and the end of Avengers. Who had the Mind Stone? Wait, Age of Ultron starts with the Avengers going to get the Mind Stone, doesn't it? I believe so. So this must be the Sokovian people giving her powers, or amplifying them at least with the Mind Stone. So it's kind of interesting. The Mind Stone has been part of her power set, kind of thing, part of what gave her her powers since the beginning. So her and Vision have kind of been connected ever since the beginning of all this. It's kind of poetic, don't you think? Okay, she's now levitating the Mind Stone in front of her. It is the Mind Stone. It's not... The Scepter had the Mind Stone. The Tesseract had the Space Stone. I'm just confused because this crystal here is blue. Okay, she just blew it up. There's the Mind Stone, the yellow energy inside now. And a huge blast of energy coming from the Mind Stone. Wanda seems to be withstanding it. Is she getting a vision? Oh wait. I think we just saw someone with big hair and horns coming forth from the Mind Stone towards her. Has her energy... She's unconscious now, but has her energy been given to her by some sort of a demon? She's watching more sitcoms in her, I guess, holding cell. I don't know. There's not a lot of creature comforts in there. She's sitting on a bench. There's no bed, I don't see. Not a lot of comfort. And they're watching the security footage of when she opened the Mind Stone. She's walking, and in the next frame, she's unconscious. So that seems reminiscent of how her broadcast from the Hex out to Sword has been censored. Like they say, certain parts have been clipped out. Just like the security footage here. There's people behind her. She just... Oh, it's present day. Wanda and Agatha. So it's interesting. Agatha doesn't seem as evil as her theme song would lead you to believe. She's actually not that aggressive towards Wanda here. Of course, she needs information from Wanda, so they're reliving more history. Now, is this her Avengers quarters, I think they're in? Yeah, they're in Avengers compound. Watching Malcolm in the middle. So at this point, Wanda, she's lost her brother, and this is the first time her and Vision were together, I think she says. Vision now came in. I like Vision. He's a cyborg robot android thing, but he seems so awkward as a person. Like they could easily have had him played, completely stoic, no emotion, but he has emotion, which is really cool. I like that in what could otherwise just be a toaster, essentially. And Bryan Cranston just died in Malcolm in the Middle. I like Vision. He's got some good lines. I'm not going to repeat what he's saying. You got to watch this. So he's opening up, saying that if you want to talk about how you're feeling, I'm here to listen to you. She misses her brother. She says, the only thing that would comfort me is to see him again. Yeah, at this point she's lost everything. I mean, she's gained the Avengers, but she doesn't realize that's her new family yet, This is all new to her. She's getting waves of emotion over what's happened, and she says, every time I try to stand up, the wave knocks me back down. Vision's so naive. He just says, it can't all be waves of sorrow. There must be more. He makes a good point. He says, what is grief if not the perseverance of love? Because if you don't feel anything after someone's gone, that might not have been love, maybe he's trying to say. But the love continues even after you lose somebody. And that is grief. And now they're just enjoying the sitcom together. And staring longingly into each other's eyes. And then Vision has that awkward, like, smile. He's so cool. And now they're gone. But this is just Wanda's memory, I guess. Agatha, stop pushing her. Still wants to know how Wanda made the hex. What if she didn't do it, though? So she's trying to bring her back. So your parents are dead. Your brother's dead. When Vision died in Infinity War. And I guess 5 years later when Wanda was blipped back. Okay, Sword headquarters they're in now. This is something we haven't seen any of that before, but this is present day-ish. Wanda's just marching on in. So this might be when she gets his body. Excuse me. She's asking about Vision here at the front desk. Yeah. When she came back 5 years later, his body's gone. She knows. She wants to give Vision a funeral at least. But as we know from some security footage earlier in this series, his body is pulled apart on several tables. Oh, she's looking into the security camera. It's kind of creepy. Well, she has directions on where to find Vision's corpse. That's nice. He's like, I have to buzz you in. She's like, never mind. Magics those doors open. She could have done that without even asking where to go. But I guess there are armed guards inside, and she's not bulletproof. Can she stop bullets with magic? I don't know if you see. Well, she stopped Thanos' big super blade and disarmed him of it, and then basically was peeling the armor away from him. Crazy. There's Hayward, the director of Sword. She's in his office now. So instead of saying he's going to give, like, instead of Hayward saying, I'm going to give Vision's body to you, he's like, I'm going to show you something. I think this is where they're looking down through a glass floor, I assume, and there's Vision's body torn apart. Yeah, she's like, why are you showing me this? And he says, because you wanted to see the body. They're cutting through his skin with power tools. They're pulling wires out. This is messed up. There's Vision's head on a separate table. Hayward says they're dismantling the most sophisticated sentient weapon. Hayward admits that she might have the power to revive him. And she says she can't do that. The Mind Stone is gone. And that's why, not why she's here, she says. Hayward, okay, he says, I can't let you take $3 billion of vibranium. Is that all Vision is to you, buddy? He was a person. He might have been built, but he was a person. Hayward is looking to get himself magicked into, like, next Tuesday. She says, Vision is all I have, and Hayward's like, well, the thing is, he's not yours. And the magic shatters the glass. She's going down there. I hope she can stop bullets, because we see some guns aimed at her right now. Hayward's calling them to fall back. Now, they said something about there was like a living will that Vision had for this not to happen to him. But Hayward's saying that they have a legal and ethical right to study him or something. And she's using magic on Vision's busted head when Thanos took the stone out, but she can't feel anything inside Vision. Now, this apparently is pretty reminiscent of a scene in the comics, too, where pretty much the exact same thing happened. Wanda finds Vision at one point, and he is dismantled into pieces on, like, an operating table or something. So she left. She walked out. I was about to say, maybe is the Vision in Westfield, or Westview, that's it. Is that not the real Vision? Because he was breaking apart when he left? But Hayward wants that Vision, so that must be. In the front seat of her car, there is a folder. Like a file folder. Now, she's leaving the sword facility. Heading towards New Jersey now. That's where Westview is. She's going right into Westview now. We might be about to see the initial creation of the Hex. Of course, this is modern day right now, so... How far are we into the episode? Okay, we're about 3/4 in, so we're getting towards the end. I am going to watch for a post-credit scene, of course, too. So there's the gazebo. She's driving past the gazebo in the town square where the magic was done. Oh, there's Ross, the guy that looks like Ross Geller from Friends. So she's driving past a lady that was the wife of Vision's boss in the first episode. There's the delivery guy, the mailman, whatever. He's actually a pizza guy here. So okay, these are all people that were caught when the Hex was made, and of course they have TV personalities suppressing their actual personalities. But this all goes back to Wanda saying she doesn't know how this all began. So this we're going to see, I'm sure. But what makes her forget what she did? The trauma, I would assume. But so there's an empty, vacant lot where a building used to be, or maybe a new one is being built. This must be what she uses as the basis for her home. And she just happens to pick the lot near another witch who survives the Salem trials, I guess. If she had made the Hex elsewhere, would Agnes or Agatha Harkness have gone looking for her through that? Oh, she has a property deed, so she owns that lot. There's a heart. There's a heart drawn on the deed. Inside it says "To grow old in," signed V. So this was going to be their home. And then Thanos happened. And she's crying. And her rage releases, energy going everywhere. The house is now constructing around her. Furniture, there's lamps there. Piece by piece, it's all Tetrising into place. And another blast of energy. This must be forming the Hex. Yep, the staticky wall has gone over everything. Everything's changing back to like the Dick Van Dyke Show days in the sitcom. Okay, so she is creating Vision from her energy. It's not his body. It's a new body being made from her powers. Which makes me think, like, does Sword still have Vision's actual body then? So everything's black and white except Wanda. She is in color here. But everything else is the classic sitcom. So, nope, there she's black and white. She's in the dress from the first episode. And she's happy. She smiles. And Vision has welcomed her home. So this goes into where Vision said in one episode he doesn't remember his life before Westview. Because this Vision did not have one. So now we're on, looks like a TV set. There's like, no, yeah, she actually, so current Wanda here in the scene can see the studio lights in their house. And now it's in color. Like, so I guess Agatha got her information. She's the only one in the audience. There's a whole studio audience of tables, of chairs. So I guess that gives Agatha her answer. She just warped out of there. And Wanda hears the kids. The twins are screaming. So we're back in the present day. Here, she just left the house. And the boys are being strangled by Agatha's magic. Oh, she's pulling them towards her. Agatha has her purple cloaks and stuff. Agatha says Wanda's supposed to be a myth, a being that can spontaneously create. Wanda's using chaos magic, Agatha says. And she's just been dubbed the Scarlet Witch. As we cut to the... this didn't say please stand by. Everyone's been saying that phrase please stand by has been the true villain of the series all along. We didn't see it say that this time. Does that mean anything? Alright, well, that definitely gave us answers. That shows us how the Hex came to be. But how did Wanda not remember doing this until now? Maybe just the shock of all that reign of creation suppressed that memory. But so yeah, that brings up questions. How is this Vision? Is he the Vision? I don't think he is. I think Vision is still in pieces on those tables. So that might be why he can't exist outside of the Hex, because it's the Hex magic that was causing it. What does that mean for the kids? So Wanda basically magicked the kids into existence based on the whole being a couple. Okay, what is this now? It's showing RGB chips of the town. Now they're all breaking apart and getting sucked into like the sky. Wait, they're building something. Things are reformatting, I guess, reorganizing. Oh, is that what happens every time? I usually skip through this until I look for a credit scene. Okay, is there a credit scene here? There is, okay. It's, the Sword compound here. They're looking at the Hex. The team is ready for launch. Of course, we know Hayward's setting up a strike on Westview. He says, we took this thing apart, put it back together. We just needed an energy source, which is from Wanda's magic on the drone they sent in. Are they rebuilding Vision themselves? They have reassembled their own Vision. Using her magic, they have brought the real Vision back. He's all white. He's not all right, but he's all pale. Okay, so we gotta wait a week until the season/series finale here. I'm imagining we're gonna see some sort of Vision versus Vision battle. We're probably gonna see Scarlet Witch versus Harkness battle here. Huh. So hopefully you folks have seen this along with me, because there's a lot to see and experience in that. I do know there's a clip in one of the trailers that we haven't yet seen where Vision is talking to Wanda, and he says something about, or she says, like, this is our home, and he says, then let's fight for it. And then you see Wanda use her magic. She flies herself through the air. So that must be happening in the next and last episode. But now that Agatha knows, well, I guess this was all about her discovering that Wanda was this mythical Scarlet Witch. I was trying to think, what did Agatha gain from this? Just to learn how did Wanda do it? Probably to see, did you do it some way I don't know, or did you do it the Scarlet Witch way? And whichever way she did it, she's now got the power that I guess Agatha probably wants to get. I just hope the kids will be okay. I wanted to see Tommy just somehow use the super speed and just, like, burst out of there and just come up and just straight across Agatha. We might see that next time, I don't know. If the boys realize that they are superheroes and they have the capacity to do stuff like this. I don't know about Billy, because previous episode Billy said that he says it's quiet at Agnes's house. He says, you're quiet. He can't hear her thoughts. So she probably has some sort of protection against his powers. But I don't know about them super speed Quicksilver powers. And, okay, we also didn't see Pietro in this. But this does confirm Wanda cannot revive dead people. She could have maybe made a new body of her brother, but that kind of, how does that make sense where Agatha said she was controlling him as a puppet to get information? So that's why he was asking about, Wanda, how'd you do all this? Where were you hiding all these kids? Agatha was trying to use him to gather that info, and then Wanda just admits she doesn't know. So that's why Agatha herself had to step in and take her through this clip show. Still 2 minutes left. The credits seem like they're almost done. Is there another scene? No, from the looks of it, I'm just scrolling ahead. It looks like it's all just credits from here on out. So, that, I don't know. Okay, so the final episode is going to be crazy, and we still have not seen a new actor appear just yet. So, whoever Paul Bettany was talking about, that's still a mystery. I still think that I'm gonna have to rewatch this again to clear my thoughts on this, but it still sounds like Pietro. Well, let's just call him Peter. We know he's not Pietro. Peter Quicksilver came into the Hex. I assume super speeded over to Wanda's house, but along the way, maybe Agatha used her magic, not so much to control him, perhaps, maybe to influence what he was asking, but it shows the very first scene when he's at the door. It pans out and it shows Agatha had been sitting on the lawn using her magic, and you see it coming off of his back. So I still think that necklace has to mean something. It's been consistent. It's not been altered by the hex. If he did enter from outside, everything that goes inside changes. Like the drone became like a helicopter toy. Monica herself has come in. Like her clothes changed to the period specific clothes based on what sitcom they were in. But that necklace has been consistent. So that is some sort. It's got to have some sort of magic powers to it. We might find out next episode. Watch it actually be nothing. It's just been like a red herring this whole time. I hope it's not, because Marvel is really, really good at these details. So when something is specific like that, it's usually for a reason. So, anyways, I guess that's all there is to it. We just got another 3 seconds of credits left. Alright, so that is my live viewing of WandaVision episode number 8. There's only one left to go next Friday. And if you guys did watch all through this with me, thank you for sticking with me for, like, what is this? Like, close to an hour now, probably? Yeah. But hopefully you did watch along with WandaVision here on Disney+. If you're not watching WandaVision on Disney+, I still recommend at least just grab a 1-month subscription, because you can go back and watch all the episodes leading up to today, and you'll be able to get the next episode next Friday to see how does this all end. There's going to be 2 visions, it looks like. Which, they've been good. They haven't shown anything about that in any of the trailers. Marvel, you guys are great when it comes to your trailers. Does everybody remember one of the trailers leading up to Infinity War? It shows a scene in Wakanda where you got Captain America, Black Widow, Black Panther. Who else was there? I think Falcon was flying in. In this scene of them all running towards the camera, you see the Incredible Hulk behind them running as well. That was only in the trailer. In the actual movie, Hulk does not show up, except that first scene when Thanos, obliterates him, essentially. So, very cool. Anyway, this has gone on long enough. If you enjoyed watching along with me, feel free to drop a like down below. If you want to see more stuff like this, where, again, you have to sort of have your own subscription to watch what I'm watching, because I can't put it up here. My channel will get destroyed in no time, so I'm not risking that. But if you want to see more stuff like this in the future, let me know. Drop a comment down below. And so, warning to everybody, if there are comments at some point, you'll probably see spoilers down there. So avoid this whole video if you do not want spoilers for WandaVision. But let me know, what do you think is going to happen in the finale? Like, what? There's a big thing happening. They do say this is going to lead into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So there's speculation that the actor Paul Bettany was talking about is Benedict Cumberbatch, because Doctor Strange might just show up. He is the Sorcerer Supreme of the planet, so, this is kind of an Avengers level threat, this hex. Yeah, so let me know what you think. Anyway, for today, I guess I better get on with the rest of my day. Professor Chaz is now signing off. Thank you folks again for all of you who stuck with me through this and watched the entire thing, and I'll catch you next time.